The federal government has given the green light to regulators looking to crack down on high debt home loans. For more on this, we're joined by the Executive Chairman of Yellow Brick Road Home Loans, Mark Bouris. Mark, good to see you again. So is it wise for APRA to step in and try and cool the market?
Well, it's a very good question. This could be another example of, we've had it this year a lot, where governments don't like to see the statistics sort of ranging or pushing house prices to a level that they think is unfair or wrong. But be that as it is, we have to work out how to deal with that. And one of the things that we're really interested in Yellow Brick Road is, even if the government does go in and change the way we assess your ability to pay a home loan, in other words, change the amount of money we're prepared to lend to you, we want to make sure that this does not open the door for the wealthy to be able to go and buy all the real estate that's available at a lower price and put all the people who are not so wealthy, who just are aspirational, put them in a difficult position. And that's a really important balance that needs to be achieved here by the government. Again, similar to what's happened with COVID. I mean, it's the same process that where government and bureaucracies get involved in telling us what we should be doing, how much we should be paying, and how much, in fact, we should be lending you.
I've read some commentary in the past couple of days, Mark, and a few analysts have said that by denying access to finance, you can actually make things worse for first home buyers. Do you buy into that?
Yeah, I 100% do, as I said, because, like, let's say we've got person A who's on a wage and they work and got a good job, etc., but on a wage, and let's say it's $90,000 a year. And then you got, he or she's trying to buy a property for $500,000 and prepared to really sacrifice everything to live in that property. Then you got, and we have a change on credit. That individual no longer can borrow the amount of money he or she requires to buy that property. Then along comes somebody else from some other area who's quite wealthy. They just walk in and buy the thing over the top, just overnight, because they've got more money, more income, more disposable income, right, relative to their expenses, and it puts them at an advantage. And it's wrong. I don't think it's the right thing, the right way to do it. You can't have a blunt instrument in these environments. And sometimes you've got to let markets just work themselves out.
Yeah.
Look, they did this in 2015 and 16. They restricted the amount of money lenders like me could lend to the investor market. And like when you look back on 2015 and 16, we still had 8% increases in prices across Australia. Different increases in different territories, but 8% across the country. That's still a pretty healthy outlook. It's been very difficult. The worst time we had in price rises in Australia was about 2006. Everything after that, including during the GFC, including during COVID, house prices have continued to gallop. I would be happy if they wheel it back from 15% growth to some other number like 8%. But let's not kill it at the same time.
Why not just ask for a higher deposit rather than have limits on how much people can or how much you can lend?
Yeah, but that puts a lot of people into a position of impossibility. Like, some people have been saving up for the deposit for a long time, and all of a sudden it takes them out of the market. If you ask me, from now on, Mark, you've got to put in 15% or 20% deposit as opposed to a 10% deposit. That it's unfair, because I may never be able to catch up. And I think people who've got their heart set, I just think it's unfair. Look, maybe we shouldn't be doing 95% loans. Maybe we shouldn't be doing 92% loans, lending. Maybe we muck around at the edges. Yeah. Maybe look at the investor market, which is putting a lot of first homeowners and owner-occupiers out of the game. Maybe we just put a small cap on the investor market, or change the way we lend money. Maybe we say no more interest only. It's got to be principal and interest. Something like that. But bear in mind, we're just coming out of COVID. And it's a funny time to start putting the brakes on the housing industry and the feeling of wealth that a lot of people have as a result of house prices going up.
Maybe the government just needs to supply more properties, to build more properties.
Well, that's right. Well, then you have the other argument that we don't want to go into greenfields because environmentally it's the wrong thing to do, and we're going to start, opening up further areas, greenfields areas outside of Sydney or Melbourne or various metros. And then there's the infrastructure costs. Maybe, Pete, the best thing here is the governments just keep jawboning it, and we keep talking about it.
Yeah, and nothing's really going to stop this, is it?
No, because it's demand and supply, and
that's right.
People can afford it and they really want it. I mean, people want to own a house. They want to build a portfolio. They want to have an investment property. They want to have a holiday house. My God, we have all been stuck at home for nearly 2 years now, close to anyway, and we've all been doing it tough. One thing we all would like to is to achieve a few goals. We have dreams and hopes can't you just let us go and do what it is we want to do, and we will try our hardest. If you look at our arrears and delinquencies are still pretty good. What they're worried about, and I said this to you last week, is not so much how it has grown. They just say they don't want it to grow the same in the next 12 months. That's what they're worried about. And we saw CBA last week come out with a new threshold servicing rate of 5.25% per annum. So that's probably a good start. And I really think, to be honest with you, I really think the industry will self-regulate. The industry will weed it out a little bit. And, you know, when everything recovers over into next year, I think the market will sort of settle itself down. We have nothing else to invest in other than share markets and property. People don't even go to work. They're sitting at home and they're trolling through Domain, they're going through realestate.com, and they're going through all this stuff. And all people are doing is investing. And I want to say this to your listeners, this is pretty important. If you want to know what predictions are in relation to property prices, go and talk to the experts. Go and look at SQM research, or go and look at CoreLogic, or Domain has stuff out on this in this area. Go and look at the experts and saying what are their predictions and what are they actually talking about. Don't get too caught up in what you read in the newspaper today or what, as I said, the jawboning sorts indicate to us.
Okay, well, on that, CoreLogic's got some crucial data coming out today, so that'll be interesting to read. Mark Bouris, good to chat. Good to see you. Talk to you soon.